Pittsburgh Fashion Week is a social and cultural event for all to enjoy. It's a 7-day event that's held in the fall, usually the last week of September. And we are in our 5th year. And being in year 5 really says something. We came out during the recession, which was a huge thing to do. Just the thought of it, the thought to come out with a 7-day event. And our thoughts were not to be like other fashion weeks. Our thoughts were not to follow after New York, although that was definitely our lead in fashion here in the U.S. But more so to find out, what does the city of Pittsburgh need? What were the pains of Pittsburgh? For one, working as a model, I've worked a lot. It started to decline in the new millennium, and then when the economy fell, it really shot everything down. So I thought, let's bring out this 7-day event and try to see if we can actually do it, and we did. One thing I love knowing about Pittsburgh Fashion Week is that it has not only exposed the fashion industry, whether it be models, photographers, industry insiders, bloggers, designers, models. It's making awareness to educate the city of what fashion is. For, we are a sports town, and we enjoy knowing that we have strong sports teams, but there's also an arts community here, which a lot of us do know. I go back to the 2 different groups of people here, our traditionalists and our New Age people. The New Age people may not necessarily know of fashion icons who've impacted the city of Pittsburgh through fashion, style, and beauty. So Pittsburgh Fashion Week allows this information to come out. Whether it comes down to health and wellness, Pittsburgh Fashion Week looks at focusing on genres such as petites, women's size, men's, and then it comes down to health. If you are a plus size woman, that's fine, that's okay. Are you taking care of yourself? We want you to be well, and we give information about that too, and bring in charities and tie that all in. So I think that we are definitely a very a small company that's becoming very, very large here in the city of Pittsburgh, and is making breaking ground here in the city with the fashion community.
Okay, so as you know, my name is Misetic, and I'm looking at you, right? And I came from Europe, from Yugoslavia. Actually, I was born in Bosnia, and then I went to Croatia, so I came here directly from Croatia. So after my college, I had to go to school for textile. I think it was textile design. I cannot even remember, but it was pretty easy because I already had, I guess, my talent, but all other classes were transferred to me. So I graduated, and I finished the other complicated parts, all permits and whatever I had to do to open my boutique, and I couldn't do it because the war broke out. So I came here. It was a very stressful story, but I don't think that I want to go too much into that. I was working also one part during the war with the European Union, European community, and I was working with the high-ranking soldiers, aristocracy over there, and I was working as a city planner. Sorry, not city planner, like an interpreter. So that was a good part because I met a lot of interesting people in my life. So I came here and I said, this is my life. I have to prioritize. I have to do what I love. Even if it was a little bit hard, I decided I'm spending most of my time at work. It has to be perfect. I had to learn about fashion here, about everything, what's different in America, what's different in Europe. Certain behavior in Europe is not same it doesn't have the same weight like here. Sometimes the certain behavior in Europe can be very offensive here. So it took me a long time, and I'm still learning about the customs. But about the fashion, the same thing I had to learn. So people in Europe, women in Europe are more confident, I would say. There is that need that you want to express yourself through your clothing, and you want to follow the fashion. You don't want to be stuck in time. So, and also if you want to be a part of a society, certain whatever your social circle, you have to decide what your look has to be. Besides look, it's also what you know. It's not just a look, it's also constant education and knowing art, knowing economy, knowing politics, everything. So when I came here, I decided, I saw it's a little different. In Pittsburgh, we were talking about Pittsburgh, I did not see that women are dressing the same way like the women in Europe. In Europe, you have for example, everybody here was in shorts. In Europe, you don't see women in shorts, especially in a certain age. Here, it was totally different. So it's kind of more liberal than in Europe. But then on the other hand, you see some other things, like in Europe, women would wear something what's sheer, and you can see just the bra, but it doesn't look tasteless. Here, if you do, and I did, and I saw that people are like looking, look at that. So I thought this was not good, for here. And I still don't agree with that, because I think it's really not about it's most about what's inside of you. Europeans like to see American fashion, even whatever workers are wearing here, like a plaid shirts and those boots, Timberland, like whatever is color. They love over there. So I wouldn't criticize too much America, but I would just like that the woman is a little bit more open, not to think too much about her arms, about what other people would think. It's not really about your arms, it's not about your dress, it's about you. And if your dress disappears on you, that's a good dress. It's not how you look, how your dress look out. No, it's just really about you.
I like to say that I'm in between what was the tradition of Pittsburgh and the traditions of this particular area to this new wave, new age, art, design, self-expression, sort of Renaissance kind of feel. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying seeing the changes. I'm enjoying watching people become more open. Not to say that tradition is not. Tradition is lovely. It's wonderful to have. It's wonderful to look back and engage and say this is the foundation of who we are. But now we're expanding on that. So for me, I tend to sit right in between these two scales, and they're quite balanced. With Pittsburgh Fashion Week being sort of giving that push, that setting the fire to both sides, I think I definitely have seen a change.
Maybe you...
There's Kia Tomlin, who
Yes.
you mentioned earlier, Demetria
Demetria.
Coachella.
Exactly.
There's also Lamont Jones, there's Norman Childs, there's Barbara
Yes.
Cloud. Barbara Cloud was a journalist. Unfortunately, she is no longer with us, but she has given us the spread to read through Post-Gazette on fashion. Norman Childs, designer of eyewear, making us look
International, national,
beautiful.
international, yeah.
Yes,
Wonderful
absolutely.
quality, yes.
Absolutely. There is a host. What about models? There's so many that I've had the pleasure of knowing. There is Kristen Spadifer, beautiful model, Nancy Baker, who I used to work with. But the ones that are now today, there's Josie, and I can't remember how to pronounce her last name, She is not from the States, absolutely gorgeous woman, bilingual. She might even be trilingual, and 6 foot tall and works the runway beautifully.
Miyoshi. I know Miyoshi.
Oh.